Imagine a world where the Ottoman Empire never suffered one of the greatest disasters in its history. A world where Constantinople falls decades earlier. A world where Hungary, Austria, and even Italy face Ottoman armies much sooner. A world where Europe's rise is delayed, colonial history changes, and the balance of global power looks completely different. And all because of one battle that never happened. In 1402, the feared conqueror Taimur, known in the West as Tamerlane, defeated the Ottoman Sultan Bayezid I at the Battle of Ankara. The Ottoman Empire nearly collapsed. But what if Taimur never invaded from the east? Would the Ottomans have become an unstoppable superpower? Could Europe have looked completely different today? Let's step into one of history's most fascinating alternate timelines. To understand how important this moment was, we need to travel back to the beginning of the 15th century. The Ottoman Empire was rising rapidly. Under Sultan Bayezid I, known as the Thunderbolt, the Ottomans had conquered vast territories across Anatolia and the Balkans. European kingdoms were increasingly worried. The Byzantine Empire was on life support. Constantinople was surrounded. The Ottomans appeared unstoppable. Then from Central Asia, another conqueror arrived. His name was Taimur, a military genius, a ruthless strategist, and a man whose ambitions stretched across Asia. In our timeline, these two powers would collide in one of the most consequential battles in history. But in this alternate history, that collision never happens. In reality, Taimur invaded Anatolia in 1402. At Ankara, Bayezid's army was crushed. The Sultan himself was captured. The shockwaves were enormous. Without a clear successor, Bayezid's sons fought each other for control. This period became known as the Ottoman Interregnum. For 11 years, civil war weakened the empire. Expansion stopped. Resources were wasted. Enemies recovered. The Byzantines gained precious time. European powers breathed a sigh of relief. But now imagine a different scenario. Taimur decides not to invade. Perhaps he focuses on Persia. Perhaps he turns toward China sooner. Whatever the reason, the Ottoman frontier remains untouched. Bayezid stays on the throne. No catastrophic defeat, no humiliation, no civil war, no lost decade. The Ottoman machine keeps moving forward, and that changes everything. With stability preserved, Bayezid continues strengthening his empire. The administration becomes more efficient. Taxes continue flowing. The army grows larger. The Janissaries become even more powerful. In the Balkans, Ottoman influence expands rapidly. Serbia falls deeper under Ottoman control. Wallachia faces increasing pressure. Bosnia is absorbed sooner. European rulers realized the threat years earlier than they did in real history. Meanwhile, Constantinople remains trapped. The Byzantine Empire is isolated. No Western rescue arrives. No miracle saves the ancient city. Without the interruption caused by Taimur's invasion, the Ottomans can dedicate their full attention to finishing what they started, the conquest of Constantinople, a goal they had pursued for generations. Now we arrive at the turning point, the moment that could have changed the course of world history. In our timeline, Constantinople fell in 1453 under Sultan Mehmed II. But in this alternate world, the city may fall 20 or even 30 years earlier. Imagine Ottoman banners rising above the walls in the 1420s. The Byzantine Empire disappears decades sooner. The greatest city in Eastern Christendom becomes the capital of a rapidly expanding Ottoman superpower. The psychological impact is enormous. Europe is shocked. The Pope calls for urgent action. Kings rush to strengthen their armies, but they are already behind. The Ottomans now control one of the world's most strategic cities, trade routes, naval access, political influence, all concentrated in Ottoman hands. And unlike our timeline, they achieved this while maintaining uninterrupted momentum. The empire enters a golden age earlier than anyone imagined. The question is no longer whether the Ottomans are powerful. The question becomes, who can stop them? As the decades pass, Ottoman armies push deeper into Europe. Hungary faces invasion sooner. Austria becomes a frontline state earlier. Italian city-states begin to fear Ottoman naval dominance. Venice and Genoa struggle to protect their trade networks. European powers are forced into military reforms decades earlier. Even the age of exploration may change. If Ottoman control over eastern trade routes becomes stronger sooner, European kingdoms could seek new sea routes earlier. Perhaps explorers sail farther and faster. Or perhaps stronger Ottoman influence delays Europe's expansion altogether. History enters completely uncharted territory. So what would our modern world look like if Taimur never attacked the Ottomans? The Ottoman Empire might have become the dominant superpower of Eurasia. Turkish cultural influence could stretch deeper into Europe. Borders might look completely different. Religious and political landscapes could be transformed. Perhaps Europe would still rise. Perhaps the Ottomans would eventually decline. But one thing is certain. The Battle of Ankara wasn't just another medieval battle. It was a crossroads of history, a single event that delayed the Ottoman Empire's rise and gave Europe precious time to prepare. Without Taimur's invasion, the story of Europe, the Renaissance, global exploration, and even the modern world might have unfolded in ways we can barely imagine. And that raises a fascinating question. Was Taimur's victory at Ankara one of the most important battles in human history? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy alternate history stories like this, don't forget to subscribe because history is full of moments where one decision could have changed everything.